systems. Cobwebs in the wings are not a problem. Metal fatigue and corrosion is.
What's been the essential work that you've had to do to it? I mean, we know it's in pretty good condition. Did you find any corrosion?
There was corrosion. The corrosion was mainly in areas where it was exposed to moisture and probably the salt content in the air. Over the years of inactivity of the aeroplane, it's had a lot of moisture got into it, and that's affected a lot of the components.
Components like the tail. A family of pigeons had made their nests at the base of the fin and rudder. 12 nests were removed, including one with eggs in it. There was also a large hole at the base of the rudder. The fin and rudder were removed, restored, balanced, and then reinstalled.
We're very lucky with the weather too. We wouldn't have done it if it was raining. It was practically no wind here, so it was pretty good. Doing it outside, it's a bit dangerous because if there's any wind, it makes it a bit difficult.
A frame was attached to the fin, then it was dragged to the vertical using a tractor.
Normally in a hangar, we'd have a winch on the ground, but we don't have that luxury here, so we're going to pull it up with a tug. The difference between engineers and pilots is when a pilot lands his aeroplane and taxis it off the runway, his job's finished. But when the engineer signs that fin, or putting the fin on, or doing a rig, that's his guarantee until it's done the next time.
So now we have the tail on, which helps. A modern airliner is a complex machine with thousands of parts. But the 707 is 40s style technology, and it's pretty basic. Today's cockpits have television screens, not banks of dials like these at the flight engineer's position. Unlike today's aircraft, the 707 has to carry a third crew member. The flying surfaces on the wing and tail aren't servo-assisted. They move because of pulleys and wires. The only powered control on the 707 is the rudder. By far the biggest problem faced by the engineers was the engines. These had not been run for 6 years. In that time, seals can deteriorate, causing fuel leaks. When this aircraft first arrived back in Australia, the travelling public was alarmed to see that it left a smoky black trail in the sky. One comedian even suggested that it was coal burning, perhaps. The reason for that was that the engines were water injected to give more power on takeoff. And since then, the engines have been replaced with these more fuel-efficient turbofan engines, and that's what's going to be driving us all the way back to Australia. It was decided to replace all 4 fuel control units. This is a bulky piece of equipment which required a lot of juggling to get into place. But even after it's installed, there's a fuel leak. The trouble is sourced to an O-ring.
It's supposed to be intact, but it's busted, broken. I'll put a new one in there, it'll be right as rain.
We have had a lot of trouble sourcing the spare parts as we required during this program. In parts where we've hit the actual brick wall, we haven't been able to source a part. We've had to get manufacturing drawings and actually go back to manufacturing a part to put back in the aircraft. In particular, we had one part on the fin. Luckily, after 35 years of sitting on a shelf with an operator in the United States, it was found and it was the only one left in captivity, so we were very lucky.
What does this component do? What's that, mate? This one? Yeah. It's the fuel pressurising and dump valve. It's basically during start it allows fuel up to the fuel manifold, so the engine should light up. And then when the engine shuts down, it also returns fuel back to the system, so it doesn't all collate in the combustion chamber.
The plane was fitted with a completely new set of tyres.
Right, here we are.